Why? Why? Tell her that it's human nature. What is going on, guys? It is Sunday. Finally, it's race day. The weather out there is okay. It's a little bit cloudy, it's a little bit cold, but we don't have any rain, which is good news. I think it's meant to get up to maybe 16, so hopefully the track temp will be a little bit higher than that. But I'm excited. Oh. I got to get to the track ASAP. I was already meant to be there, but I got a bit more sleep. I think that was important. And the rookies aren't on for another 2.5 hours, so it should be all good. Should be plenty of time to get to the track in the practice session. So I will see you there. Peace. Yes. Let's go to Ace Karts. So this is round 4 of the Victorian Hire Kart Championship, and I would actually call this my home race. This is my mate Brody.
Let's go!
He just won Div 3, also his home race, so that was a phenomenal result. And this is us getting ready for quali. This is some self-talk.
I drive fast, I drive smooth. This is my track. This is my turf. I've done hundreds of laps here. And I bet Gavin no challenge. I never bet down from the challenge. I rise to the occasion. Still I rise.
That was a little bit cheeky there. I decided to wait a little bit, give myself a bit of fresh air. And that way I'm not bunched up and I can just start to try and punch in some laps. But of course, every kart is very different. I was feeling out this kart. We've been informed that whatever kart we have for quali is also the kart that we're going to have for the race surf. You guys know what karts are like. If you get stuck with a shocker of a kart, you're just going to have to bear with it for the entire race, which is a massive flaw. I think it's something to do with Ace Kart's timing system, but I was not a fan of that, and a lot of people weren't as well. So my kart had a really loose rear end. It really wanted to step out, so it did not like sharp movements at all. So I tried to give myself a bit of clear air. There was 23 drivers on the grid, so it was a pretty full house. And I gave myself a bit of space, but came into some more traffic. And weirdly enough, this is my first actual lap, but the timing systems for Ace Karts didn't actually pick this up. So I've got the timer running the right hand corner. And now I'm starting to realise that I am right on the tail of some drivers. I do not want to start overtaking people. I do not want to get into a fight. I want to back off, which is what I'm doing here. I'm backing off and giving myself some space. The last thing you want to do in qualifying, guys, is get too racy. Get caught up with scrapping with people, fighting for position, trying to prove that you're faster than somebody else. Just let people through, wait for a clean break, and give yourself some space. As you can see, the track conditions are awesome as well. This is 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Guys kind of having a little bit of a look. I am lifting and coasting quite a lot. See, this lap is actually already compromised as well. Definitely not going to have my personal fastest here. But the guy behind me or alongside me kind of fades away, so I thought I'd give it a bit of a push anyway. But yeah, the ambient temperature here is 17 degrees at the moment. I think we got the hottest time of the day for our race in Division 2. So I was in Division 3 for Stony Creek. I did a good enough job that they decided to push me up to Division 2, which I think was also the right choice, because I feel like I fit it quite well at the skill level here, as you guys will sort of see. I don't want to spoil too much. Here we go, 40.5, my first banker lap. You can see that I've caught up to the people in front again already after one lap, and I had quite a lot of clear air, so again I'm going to try and give myself some space. And something I learned here is when you have a track that is this wide, a mistake that I was making was I was letting off the throttle, and I figured this out later on, and you guys might be able to see it. I'll point it out. Is instead of driving the racing line and lifting and coasting, I could just drive way more distance but keep it pinned to full throttle and essentially do the same thing, but it means that I keep my momentum up when I actually want to go for the lap. So here we go, I've got a bit of space, I've got a tighter line to here. Being really careful not to get any oversteer through there. That part of the track is quite bumpy through that apex. And here again, try to be really smooth on the steering. Not let it kick out too much. I went a little bit wide there as a result. Then again, try to keep it really smooth, try to keep it close to the tyre barriers. Slight lift coming into here to get it all shaped up. And then using some of the runoff. It's a 40.2. It's not bad. My best ever lap ranker is a 40.0. I've hit that a couple of times. You can see I've definitely got more pace than the people in front, so I start to catch up again. I think I've got enough of a run here, enough space to be able to go for another lap. But this is the tricky part about qualifying. You only have 5 minutes. You don't want to waste more time than you have to. But if you're stuck in traffic, 40.0 again. So I think that was actually my fastest lap from the qualifying session. And now I'm figuring out that I can sort of drive a bit of a wider line. Because I knew this lap was going to be compromised anyway. Here I start to let people through, but I do not want to be battling. I'm just going to find myself to clean air. I've got a bit of a gap, not a massive one, but here I am. I'm like, actually I can just drive really wide around the outside. Yeah, look, it's making so wide I can extend my gap without slowing down. Now I've got a huge gap, fantastic gap. I'm like, okay, perfect. I'm gonna really go for a lap here. And it's the checkered flag. So, unfortunately, I was one lap short of going for an absolute flyer there. And then here's how they did it. They just stopped us all on the track and got us to sort of form two lines, and they would send us out. It sort of felt like the Hunger Games or something, who's getting picked next. So P1, P2, and then I ended up P3, which I was actually really stoked about. Considering this is Division 2. Now P1 is on the left, that's why I pointed to the left, because it should go 1, 2, 3, 4. So this was an error on the organisation's part. You see P1 on the left here, P2 in front of me, and then I'm in P3, which is totally wrong.
Ryan.
That's my mate Kyan. Good on him, Pole.
I know he's going to good.
And this is the race. Here we go. We get a good start. Caleb on the right does not get a good start. And I'm not too stressed about this guy trying to barge his way through because I have the inside from the next line. And so now I'm net in P3. At the time that I was running this, I didn't realise that I wasn't lined up behind P1. I should have contested it at the time because, as you can see, the guy who was actually P4 lined up in the P3 slot and effectively got P2 because of it, because of where he was lined up. So now my race strategy is slipstream and bump drafting. I do not want to get caught up in fights. I do not want to be trying to overtake, because every time you try to overtake, you see this, it makes you vulnerable to attacks from behind at this track. There's no braking zones at all. All you can do is alter your line, really, if you're not going for a desperate attempt or capitalize on somebody else's mistakes. So with these open laps, I just wanted to pull away from the pack. That's all I wanted to do. I do not want to be tangled up with these people. You see somebody up on my inside there a little bit. I go a little bit deep, but I'm also not too stressed because I know it's really easy for me to defend into here. Very unlikely he's going to go around the outside and get a switch back, because then you have a triple apex, a triple left. So I know this track decently well, so I did have a lot of confidence going into this race. You see, he lost his time to the car ahead just by going side by side with that guy a little bit earlier. But right back on him. Already in the low 40s on lap 2, which is brilliant. You see Kyan and P1 just peeling ahead, just peeling away. He's really quick, and if you give him clean air, he's just going to pull lengths. Honestly, I feel like he should be in Division 1. He's been smashing races back to back to back, but see, I'm gaining so much time on the car to head through these, going a little bit wider, I'm getting a little bit closer. So I can tell now I've 100% got the pace on this guy. 40.0, so already matching our qualifying times. Actually, I might have given him a little bump there, so yeah, my plan was to stay behind him, just bump, 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 and push our way to glory. You can see that at the corners, we're too far away, and I only just seem to catch up to him at the end of a straightaway, which is then a very dangerous time to make a bump, because he might turn in, and it might unsettle the car. See, really close, I lit off, I give him a little bit of space. And here we're close, but not close enough. We get a little bit of a slipstream. Kind of have to back out of it. And now we're into the 39s already, so already a new personal best. You see Kyan and the distance is pulling away. But we are on number 16, we are on his bumper. Well and truly. To the point where he's starting to slow me down now. I'm now thinking, okay, I know the plan was to bump draft. That was my race strategy. But I'm starting to get held up a little bit. I have to let off the throttle into too many corners. 39A, getting a good lap in. Right here I'm having to let off. He's just driving a lot slower than I am, by maybe a couple tenths a lap, it feels like. But only the places where it's inconvenient. So through here, again, I'm keeping it way closer. I give him a little bump, just keep it moving. I'm having to lift quite a lot into here to make sure that I'm not too close when we go into that corner. But now I'm thinking about setting up an overtake. I don't want to do something desperate. Door opens a little bit there. And this is the worst position for me to be in. Like I said, if you're on the inside here, then it's a triple left. And anybody with that inside line just has the absolute advantage. Caleb flies through up the inside. Because we were getting held up, he was getting held up, and he was just waiting. This guy goes for what I would call a desperate lunge. I think he kind of realizes and doesn't try to maintain the position, hence the hands up gesture that he gave me. But obviously it's made us lose a lot of time to the karts ahead. And now I'm also out of the podium places. So I'm now in P4, and I want to stand on the podium. It's my first race in Div 2. I can feel it. I know I have the pace, but it's just a matter of overtaking. So that's how you guys can see, if you go for a move and it doesn't work out here at Ace Karts, very open yourself up. You really do, so you have to be super calculated. That's why I was sitting behind him for as long as I was. Especially early on in the race when everybody's really close. I'm lucky that only Caleb got past. If he had somebody who was just as close as I was to this number 16 in front, easily another kart could have gone through 100%. I've seen it happen a million times. You see that Caleb also has the pace on this guy. They have enough of a gap to me as of the guy who threw a dive on me earlier to go ahead and have some fights. Now we're into the mid-39, so the pace now is phenomenal. And Caleb manages to get past into turn 1. Great move, just had so much pace. Sometimes that move doesn't work because you end up going side by side, but he absolutely cleared him. I feel like 16 must have gone deep. Caleb threw it up the inside and the move worked perfectly for him. You see now I'm back on this bumper, pumping in the mid-39s on an absolute flyer in terms of pace. I think I might have given him a little bit of a bump. If I got bumped up behind, I'm not too sure, but I know that the guy behind me actually has quite a lot of pace as well. He's been keeping with us really well. And when I looked at the fastest laps overall for the session, I think the guy behind me was maybe only a tenth behind me in the fastest lap time, so definitely has a lot of pace there. The pressure is on. Now I'm in the same position. I'm thinking, okay, Caleb made it past. I know that this guy is slow. I have to dispatch of him as soon as I possibly can. So that's what's going through my mind at the moment. I'm on him, thinking I don't want to compromise myself. I need to find a calculated position to make a move. Sometimes I make a move there, the door wasn't open, I'll leave it alone. My idea around here is stay as close as possible to the tyre barrier, make up time. See if I can set up something, a really good exit out of here, maybe get alongside, but this was 16 strong point, you see urging the car to go faster. The one thing about this track is that, because you might notice it from me, because it's such a fast, high-speed track, people don't do head checks. You just don't. Even I'm not doing head checks. I've got my eyes forward. And so if you place your cart on the inside, it's super common that the driver just will not see you. Now I think that we're slightly alongside. I think there might be enough space. We end up going alongside, instead of being able to make moves to cover up that inside line. I don't know where this guy's speed's gone, because we're right on his bumper again. Just staying with him. Try to take a slightly different line, slightly wider one. Because you don't want to get caught up in the middle of that chicane and lose speed and let somebody in. So here I can see that there's a car on the inside. I lose control a little bit, but I'm still not too stressed because I know how to defend into this corner here. And I can do a quick head check, cover up the inside. That's why I'm not too stressed about moves at turn 1 on the inside. Very easy to defend against. Caleb, however, managed to make it work really, really well. So now that we've got a bit of space on this guy, rushing the loop here, and now I'm able to start pumping in some more laps. So I get caught up to by the guy behind when I'm stuck behind the car ahead too much. He makes a move, it doesn't work. and then I get a bit of space, and then I'm able to put in a fast lap. That's kind of the repeating pattern of the race right now, and it's really frustrating. I need to get past. That's what I've been telling myself under my helmet. You can't hear me because of the wind noise. All I'm saying to myself is I need to get past. I very obviously have so much more pace. .39.3. That was my fastest lap of the session. Purple. Second fastest of the race. It's too fast and now I'm stuck back behind this guy again. Now we're starting to come up to some lap traffic. Always makes things a little bit more interesting. I'm trying my best just to stay in the slipstream, gain every advantage that I can. Square it up really nicely. Thought about going for a move on the inside there, but I don't think I was close enough. Give it a little bump again. Door into this turn is not open. Some people swing it really wide. He was keeping it quite tight. It looks like now number 16 is starting to get a bit closer to the walls. I say that he can totally sail past that apex. And just alongside again. Now I make sure I cover off the inside as fast as I can. That is what I'm talking about. I have the slipstream. I know into this triple left-hander I'm going to have the advantage. I cover off the inside, movement down the inside. And that works. So this guy behind me must be as frustrated as I am behind this guy. Agonizingly slow. Well, he's actually fast, but just slow enough to the point where it's really holding us up. And here, he swings it a bit wide, leaves the door open, and I slot through. And I'm stoked. Like, finally, we're back up into P3, and now I can start setting off for Caleb. Because I've noticed he's not pulled far ahead, despite having passed this guy a long time ago. So in my head, I now believe that I have the pace to catch up to him. So that's my next mission. Give me some clean air, log in a 39.6. See some lap traffic up ahead. Always up in the note. Just really found my rhythm right now that we're in some clean air. It really showed the pace. So yeah, maybe 2 or 3 tenths faster than when I was stuck behind old mate for half the race. Super wary of lap traffic because people are going to be going pretty similar speeds. It's not like a public session lap traffic where you're going 3 or 4 seconds faster than somebody who doesn't know how to drive. In this division, I mean, it's all close racing. Everyone's within 1 second mostly. There's no blue flags, no nothing like that, so as a laps car, It's a little bit more difficult. A little bit more difficult. 39.4. Just really got some good pace out the open air. And I can see Caleb up ahead. I can feel that I'm reeling in it. I just know it. Left car letting us pass. Thank you very much. Another 39.4. That seems to be where my clean air pace appears to be. It's the left car letting us through. Very nice. Very tough as a left car on this track because it's just left turn, right turn, left turn, right turn. So you move to the outside for one turn and then you're on the inside for the next. And everyone's at top speed. It's a really interesting track design. And here I can see Caleb. I know he's closer. Every time I pass the corner, I look up and I think, where is the car? Is he closer or further away than the last time I was here? In this case, 100% I know he's closer. I know I'm reeling him in. Little bit by little bit, closing that gap. There it is. That same corner, it's just a little bit closer. Like the margins are very fine, but you can feel it getting a little bit closer. See a lapped car up ahead. He goes the long way around the outside. I've got the past this lapped car going into the chicane. He oversteers going into the pit lane. I make contact, and just like that, two cars managed to squeeze past. He comes off that inside line. And we're out of podium position just like that, which was really tough. I talked to the lap car that I made contact with after the race, and he was super apologetic. It was just one of those racing incidents where he was going into the pit lane. Surface changed. He went off of this that green Apex surface to the red painted surface. You're full throttle. The car stepped out a little bit. I assumed he was going on the racing line, but he turned right. I went right. We collided, and yeah, my race totally unwound. And now I'm desperate. Now I'm emotionally charged. You might see it on my head movements. I want to get past. Like, these guys are slow. I want to get past. Searching for an opportunity, any opportunity. But there's the checkered flag. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. See me shake my head. Like, the adrenaline's going. I think my heart rate in this race was up around 160. I was furious during the race.
Nice race, boss.
But I've always got time to congratulate Caleb, P2. He drove a good race, a clean race. He had a bad start, but he made good moves, made them stick, capitalised on the opportunities. But overall, despite the incident that happened right at the end, you can see I'm still shaking my head. Despite that, I mean, I ran an awesome race, I think. My first time in Division 2, yes, my home track, my first time in Division 2, like, these drivers are not slouches by any stretch of the imagination. You have some very fast people in here. and I wanted to see how I stacked up. And so to qualify P3 was great. To know that I had the pace, like again, this whole race would have happened totally differently had they put me in the correct grid slot. I would have had that inside line and I would not have been stuck behind P4 for the whole race, and it would have been totally different. But that's racing, sometimes it happens. You know, I doubt they'll overturn it or anything by having the stewards look at it. But I'm happy with my performance. I did the best that I could. I prepared as much as I could. I ran an extremely consistent race. I was the second fastest person on the track. I have no regrets. And now I'm just preparing and I'm looking forward to A1 Superkarts. See you there.